All right, welcome to Hockey Royalty Live, the official podcast of hockeyroyalty.com. Today we have very special guest Taylor Ward on the podcast today, talking about his life in hockey, coming up in British Columbia, going to Nebraska of Omaha, and his now time with the Reign. So get in the chat. Let's go. All right. Today we have very special guest Taylor Ward here from the Ontario Reign. Thank you for coming in and joining us, my man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I know you just got off of practice, said you have a pretty good practice there. So let's get started here. I mean, I know you guys growing up in British Columbia. What was your introduction to hockey, and how did that shape your love for the sport?
Pretty simple. My old man was a player, so he was playing, and so I was just born right into it. I was always around the rink as a young kid and hanging out in the locker room with the guys. So just being introduced to that sort of environment at a really young age, just fell in love with it, and obviously been playing my whole life. So
yeah, just trying to grow up and be like dad, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
So, after growing up in British Columbia, playing for the BCHL, you decided to go to the NCAA to take your next step in your career. Why was that the decision for you? What made you choose college hockey?
Again, my dad was a college guy, so I always knew about college growing up, which a lot of kids in Western Canada, you don't hear too much about it. But I was pretty lucky to know some things about college hockey through my dad, and I just felt like it was the best step for me compared to maybe major junior. So it was the choice I made, and it was the right one, I think.
Yeah, going to Nebraska of Omaha, was it anything particular about that school that you decided to go that route?
Yeah, I went down there and took a visit when I was playing in junior, and met the coaching staff and met all the guys and got to see the campus and the facilities there. And it was just it was an opportunity and a spot that I don't think I could have said no to. So it was an easy decision once I got down there and checked everything out, and I'm really happy that I went there and I enjoyed my 4 years there.
Yeah, sometimes those visits help shape you. I went to San Diego State for baseball, so sometimes that helps helps you out there. How did NCAA change your game from a young kid into a man? Being in the NCAA program, there's obviously a lot more weight programs and stuff like that. What really shaped your game there in that 4 years?
Yeah, I think just the exposure to that sort of game. You're playing against older guys and smarter players, and the play moves faster, so you have really no choice but to adapt and to get better. And I also think that college is very similar to pro. I think that there's a lot of similarities, and you're seeing over the last, I don't know, decade maybe, that there's more and more college guys going to the NHL, and that's obviously my dream and what I'm trying to do. So college just seemed like the best fit for me, and just the right path in order to one day hopefully make the NHL.
Yeah, it definitely worked out there for you a little bit there. So British Columbia, Omaha, Nebraska, different change probably coming to California there. I know a lot of people pick up surfing or the habits there of that's typical to Southern California. What have you liked most about adapting to SoCal, and is there any spots that you like to frequent on your days off?
Yeah, I mean, we live in Manhattan Beach, which might be the best place on earth. But it wasn't too difficult to get adjusted. I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving it, and it's pretty cool, showing up to the rink in shorts every day and being able to go to the beach on a day off. So it's been really nice. It's obviously a big change. There's not a whole bunch of beaches in Omaha, Nebraska, but no, I'm loving it.
You pick up any surfing or volleyball, or what are you doing?
Yeah, so the guys, we go to the beach, on off days, and we'll play volleyball or pickleball or throw the football around. And I did go surfing once, but I'm not much of a surfer.
I know it's you got to take some lessons, man. Get used to it out there. We took some classes in college, and it's a different beast, man. It's a different beast.
It's tough. gosh, it's tough.
So I want to go into the season here. It was probably a whirlwind for you. Obviously, going to the playoffs there for Nebraska your senior year, wearing the alternate captain, all year long, and then boom, your playoffs are over. But then you sign with the LA Kings to go straight into the AHL in the midst of a heated playoff race. What was that whirlwind like for you that month? Just going from one mindset, signing, starting your dream, and then straight into the heat again.
Yeah, it was a crazy few weeks there. Focused on college playoffs and looking to win a national championship. I mean, that's what you're trying to do. And then when that was no longer possible and we lost out there, um, the next few days were pretty crazy. A lot of phone calls, um, lots of meetings and discussions, and just figuring out what was best for me. And then ultimately decided LA was the best spot and signed and got right out here right away. So it was a bit of a quick turnaround, and um, but it was so helpful coming in at the end of last year and being able to play those last few weeks of the regular season, and then being able to experience pro hockey playoffs. It certainly helped me for this year, and um, I think that it helped me get much more comfortable with the pro game coming in for this year.
I mean, it probably helped, getting paired with Martin Firk and AHL MVP TJ Tynan with your first line mates. Who are some of the veterans? I mean, they could be among the included that helped you, really adapt to the pro game.
I mean, that team last year was an incredible group of guys. Obviously, I was playing with TJ and Marty Firk, which was um, a bit crazy there out of the gate, but they were extremely helpful with me. We had, you know, um, crazy legend veterans like Brett Sutter and Cam Gaunce and these guys that have been around for a long, long time, and they were a huge help for me. And still keep in contact with those guys, and they were a big help and made my transition much easier. It could have been a lot more difficult if it wasn't for those guys.
I think that you got to, you want to obviously always play your best as a pro athlete and show that, you got the game to compete. But coming in and getting 5 assists in your first 5 games, having 3 in your second, they got to build the confidence that, that you're able to make it here and push for your dream of playing in the NHL.
Yeah, and I mean, playing with those two guys made it a whole bunch easier. Um, but yeah, it was good to come in and just kind of keep the ball rolling from my college year, and I didn't take too much time off between the college season and obviously coming in here last year. So just to keep the momentum kind of rolling over and playing good hockey, it was a really fun time for me.
Yeah, you obviously you have Tynan with the finesse game, offensive skill sets out the window. Firk has the hardest shot ever to exist. You brought a lot of grit to that line. Is that what you were trying to do? Just kind of compliment them, or were you just playing your own game and it ended up working out?
I think a bit of both. Obviously you're not gonna outplay make TJ, and you're not gonna shoot it harder than Marty. So try to find something that can contribute to that line, and if that meant getting a bit gritty and creating space for those guys, or winning battles to get the puck back and the possession back, so that those guys can make plays. I mean, it seemed pretty simple for me to kind of just do those little things and try to get the puck in those guys' hands as much as possible.
Now, obviously, this year you're playing on a different line with Quine and Fagimo. How is the vibe of that line? How are you guys gelling? Is it similar mindset with what you want to bring to that group, or has that kind of changed in your second year in the AHL?
Um, I think that we're gelling together better and better each day. I think that we've had our ups and downs for sure, and I think that we're starting to get much more comfortable with each other and sort of figuring each other out and how we can sort of adapt our games in order to mesh better together. And I think you've seen that the last couple of games, and it's been great. Those guys are, two guys that are great players. Both have, NHL games, and um, have things that I can learn, that they can teach me, and they are. And so it's been great to play with them and learn from them, and we're only getting better. So.
Yeah, obviously you want to get better at the right time going into playoffs last year. Obviously, losing to Colorado, I'm sure you took a lot away from that. What does this team have that you see can make a deep run into the Calder playoffs this year?
I think that we've been struck with the injury bug a little bit. So if we can get some guys back, I think that we're going to be really dangerous. But even with the lineup that we have right now, I think that we're winning games. We've been on a pretty good run here the last few weeks, and we're beating some of the top teams in the league. So I think that with our systems here and the personnel that we have in the lineup, I think that we can compete with anybody. And oh shoot, there we go. Sorry. I think that if we stick to our identity of playing hard and playing smart and not adding any risk to our game, I think those are big things that we focus on. And if we can execute on those things, then I think that we can beat anybody in the league.
Yeah, it's a wide open race. You guys are right in the middle there, and all it takes is a good run and push it towards the end. Is there anything that you want to bring to your game this year and kind of prove and push your way towards the NHL as you go into the second half of your first pro season?
Yeah, for sure. I think that coming out of college, I was a guy who's known that I can put the puck in the net when the opportunity arises. But I think that this year I've been really focusing on the D side of the thing of the puck and being responsible and being trustworthy in all situations of the game. And it's been really great. I've been on the penalty kill, and that's a new part of my game that I'm trying to develop, and just trying to build every part of my game, and so that I can fill any spot that needs to be filled.
You got to have that reliability, and I'm sure has been a big honor for the Trust to be on the penalty kill this season.
Yeah, that's right. I've never really been on the penalty kill for a long time, so there's a bit of a learning curve there for a few games. But the coaches have been great and teaching me, and I'm feeling much more comfortable there. And I think it's a really valuable tool to add to the toolbox, and I'm really happy to be on there.
How has this year been different with Marco Sturm, and what has he brought to how you play hockey, or how the Ontario Reign are trying to go about every game?
Yeah, he's been great. I think he's been really great with me. He's very good at individual communication, being able to talk to the guys and express what he likes about your game, what you need to work on, what you're struggling at, which is all you're looking for from a coach is just honesty and how they're perceiving your game and what you can do to get better. And I think he's been doing really great with that. Obviously, he brings a whole bunch of NHL experience, and he's been through it all. So he's a guy that when he's speaking, you listen, and he's been great so far.
Well, Taylor, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I really appreciate. I know it's you want to get out there and enjoy the rest of your day off. Really appreciate you coming on Hockey Royalty and giving us a little insight into your life.
Cool, thanks. I appreciate it.
Thanks again to very special guest Taylor Ward of the Ontario Reign for coming on and speaking with us. As always, this interview is brought to you by DraftKings. The action never ends at DraftKings Sportsbook, especially this summer, with tons of ways to bet on your favorite teams. You can feel your fandom and feel the heat of the season like never before. Plus, right now, DraftKings Sportsbook is giving new customers a risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's right. Make your first bet up to $1,000, and if it doesn't win, you'll get another shot to cash in. You can throw down on all major action with baseball, golf, MMA, and more, plus same-game parlays, spreads, money lines, over-unders, props. Your betting options feel endless. Do you want to bet the Kings in the over as well as pick your favorite goaltender to score in that game? You can do so. Best of all, DraftKings is safe, secure, reliable. You can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code THPN to make your first deposit and get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's promo code THPN. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions may apply. See show notes for details.